Hello everyone, VJoseph32 back again with another Kickstarter report. That is Kickstarter right there. The playing cards list. Let's get on into it. There's some things to talk about. First of all, there's this new deck from playingcards.net called the Guild Playing Cards. Currently 59% funded. 5 days left. It only was like a 6-day campaign. Let's look at it here. As you can see, that's what it looks like. They are plastic playing cards that are going to be printed by Liberty Playing Card Company for serious card players, as it says. And Liberty Cards is actually owned by the same people as playingcards.net and Gambler's Warehouse, so it's only fitting that they would use their own manufacturing for that. The back design is pretty good, nice details, nicely done. Very similar to like a Chem Aero playing card and a lot of other plastic casino decks. These ones on Kickstarter do come in these limited edition acrylic cases that are numbered 1 out of 50. I'm not exactly sure how many they're printing for the Kickstarter, but they are available in red and blue, poker sized, gold, black and gold, poker sized. They're also available in bridge sized in both colors, and you can also get them in, and these are the acrylic boxes that are available only to Kickstarter backers. These will also be available not only in poker size and bridge size, but you can also choose between a standard index or a jumbo index, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it's almost there. Not too many people seem to be interested in the bridge size decks. Big surprise there. Mostly poker decks are being sold, especially the one tier where they had 10 available, where you can get both sets. And that's that. That's the Guild playing cards. Ends in a few days. Should be funded. Then there is Bicycle Casino playing cards from Collectible Playing Cards. 68% funded. 11 days to go. That's what you get right there. Pretty simple swirly pip back design. And it looks pretty good for fan and whatnot. Appears to be a one-way back, which is okay, I guess, but it would be better if it was a two-way. I do like the court cards, all representative of casino characters, as you can see. I do like the cleavage. Anyways, that's what you get. And the Jokers as well. Hey, look, it's Daniel Madison. Next up is another set of decks from Collectible Playing Cards that just launched a couple days ago. 73% funded, 32 days to go. It's called the Bicycle Essence. There is the Essence Classic in blue and the Essence Lux in red. Here is the classic one. Look at it. There's 4,000 of these being printed. Never to be printed again. And if you look at the faces, you will see that they look almost identical to those of the Bicycle Elegance decks that they put out earlier this year. And I think it is part of that series, to be quite honest, because it just looks very similar style. The other deck, and I do like those Jokers as well, and that's a nice box. The other one is this one, the Essence Lux. They are only printing 1,000 of these. As you can see at the back design, it does look very similar to the Elegance decks. And these ones have different colored faces. And like I said, limited edition. They're a little bit pricey, but I do like them. And it's nice to see something nice from Collectible Playing Cards. Not that there's anything wrong with the other decks, it's just, well, there's always some that are better than others. Next up is the Orbiter Playing Card Display and Playing Cards from Scott King, aka Crooks and King. 62% funded, 11 days to go. I don't know if it's going to make it. They're looking for 40,000 bucks, and they're currently at about 25,000. So, don't know. This is the decks you can get. $5 you can add them onto your pleds with the display case, or $10 the deck by itself. Pretty cool, I think. There's the back design, very out of this world. And the faces of the cards, there's no pips on them, but they're still fairly, I think, distinguishable. I just don't know how that's going to turn out once it's printed, if it's going to be as fancy or not. But, and there's your aces. I don't know if I like the aces with only one index on it. That looks kind of off. Court cards, they all represent different zodiac signs. For instance, the king is the Taurus. This queen is Virgo, I believe. And then there's another one. This is Aries. I don't see mine, which is Cancer, on there. But they're not bad. It's definitely a different deck. It's interesting. And it just launched not too long ago. I think I mentioned it before in a previous video, except it was via my cell phone, so it was hard to see the actual images. This is better, actually, I believe. Moving along, we got the chess playing cards. From Roman Kotiv. These are actually originally designed and put on Kickstarter by a friend of mine on Facebook, Trip. And they're currently 57% funded with 27 days to go. They're doing a lot better than they did before. As you can see, they have a definite chess theme. And the idea is to be able to use this to play cards as well as play chess. You would need a massive board to play chess with these, and that was brought up before. And I recently came up with the suggestion, why not create a mini deck version of the deck to actually play chess with, if anyone really wants to. I think it would be a good idea, definitely feasible. Anyways, Roman Kotiv now handling the project. He's also behind the next deck. We'll look at the Defunctorum, and previously the Demon deck. And that is that. That's the chess playing cards. Next up is the Defunctorum. Like I mentioned, don't ask me what that name means, but it's also by Roman Kotiv. Very well funded, over 250% as you can see, with 51 hours to go. There's a black deck and a white deck, the Nox and the Diaz. And pretty cool, definitely some kind of skulls going on in there, skull themes. But definitely nicely done. I'm not sure if there's metallic inks or not. These are not USPC, they're actually done by his own company, Noir Arts, Noir Playing Cards, which is pretty interesting to say the least. His Demon deck previously was done by that as well, and I will get those with this, and I'll review them, and we'll see how the quality is, how it matches up to other companies. But it is doing pretty well nonetheless. There was, in the previous update, talk about another limited edition deck, Defunctorum Cruor. Don't ask me how he came up with that name or what it means. It actually means Blood Edition, Cruor Edition, and it would look like this with silver and red and gold and red. Personally, I don't think it really looks that good, and I don't think that we really need to make a limited edition deck of this, but it would be 500 decks, and it'd be in the separate project, and I would prefer to have it in the same project, but time doesn't allow it. But that would be my preference. If they're going to do a limited edition deck, do it in the same project instead of doing a separate project for it. But anyway, next up, Fishing for Compliments playing cards by Stacy J. Kelly of Pixel Initiative. 28% funded, 21 days to go. It's a pretty cool deck of cards. I'm a little bit confused by the name because it says Fishing for Compliments, but there is nothing related to compliments in the deck. It's all about fish and fishing, as you can see by the cards. It is a Kickstarter staff pick, by the way. And in case I didn't mention it, it's 28% funded, 21 days to go. Don't know if it's going to make it, but it's not a bad looking deck of cards. As you can see, the cards all feature different fish specific to the United Kingdom, because that's where it's from, including a wels, catfish, a pike, a zander, a salmon, etc., etc. And the back design, the aces are a little bit simple, as you can see. A's made out of fishing hooks, but it works. It's a nice idea. The back design has a purple theme with fish skeletons, and is nice. And the Joker's sneakers, because everyone catches sneakers when they go fishing apparently. And they're going to be printed by Legends Playing Card Company. They actually do a comparison between USPC and Legends cards, but this being Legends cards. They look a little smoother. And that's that. Like I said, don't know if it's going to make it right now, because I guess there's a lot of other decks. It's Black Friday with a lot of other sales going on, and it is a, definitely a theme that may not interest everyone, but I like it, and I recommend checking it out. Next up, Delirium playing cards from Third Way Industries. It is the United Cards 2015 deck. 9 days left, well funded. Here it is. The regular edition is the last days. Very colorful, interesting, odd looking characters on the court cards. If you get 4 decks, you get a free book, or you can add on the book for $7. This is it right here that tells you all about the characters. I always like to get stuff like this when it comes to weird decks like this, because it tells you a little bit about the characters. Otherwise you're kind of left scratching your head and wondering what the hell that is. But right now they got the Delirium Prism right here, and we're hoping to reach $15,000 to unlock the Delirium, this one here I believe. Yes, Delirium Insomnia, which would have a different color scheme. There's also this signature edition you can get, which is just a different box if you're interested in that, and it's signed and numbered on the back out of 60. And that is the Delirium. Then we got a Arcanum playing cards, the Gambler's Warehouse. I'll try to speed it up. We've talked about this one before. Very well funded, 4 days left. Pretty cool decks. A little bit on the pricier side, but not bad. Then there's the Bacchus playing cards by Diana Veronica, which is all about different Kickstarter projects. Like I said at the very beginning, not a good idea, not going to happen. 3 days left, it's 11% funded. See ya. Then we got the Bicycle Ultimate Universe playing cards, and we'll definitely look at this one. It is already nicely funded with 23 days to go. It's by Gambler's Warehouse. You got 2 different decks, as you can see right there. There is a colored edition and a grayscale edition. The colored edition actually has black border, and the other one is pretty much white, gray, and red for the backs. But the faces of the colored edition are white. I mean, the border fits with it, but also, it hurts it a little bit, just a little bit. But I like it. Every suit has a different color. Hearts have orange, clubs have blue, diamonds have a pinkish color, and spades have green. A lot of colorful artwork on these colored cards, as you can see. Interesting characters, and there's, I believe, stories behind them. Pips are custom. Everything is completely custom. Very nice decks. The other one, the grayscale edition, not so much color. It's the backs, as you can see, got kind of like orange with gray and white. The faces, black and orange pips. I like it. Pretty nice. Definitely check it out. Then there is the Bicycle 8-bit Traditional 5200 by Kobe Pile of Home Run Games. Not doing good. It's not going to make it unless it has a miracle. 64% funded with 24 hours to go. Does not bode well. My opinion, they've already done enough of these 8-bit decks, and people are saying enough, no more. That's my opinion, because we've already had several 8-bit themed decks. They had like 5 in the first project alone, if I recall correctly, not including the mini deck. And then they had another project that had like 3 more, and then they had Zombie Riders, which that was actually a little bit different, but it's still kind of 8-bit themed, I think. But they've already had like 10 decks, at least, I believe. Or this would make like 10, I don't know, I've lost count, but there's a lot of 8-bit decks already. And I think people just don't want more. It's just a different color scheme for what we've already gotten. And I guess people aren't interested. They actually were offering mini gold decks for people who added on money or pledged a certain amount as like a last-ditch effort to try and get it funded. Not working, because I guess most people already have the mini decks, don't want it anymore, or they're just not interested in mini decks, you know? But let's move along. Then there is the Bicycle Rongo Rongo playing cards by Matifo, and uh-oh, they're having problems. This deck was funded a couple weeks ago, I think around November 7, and it went up to like 107% funding. Now it has dropped down below the funding goal. 31 hours remain, it's only 97% funded. They need like $400. So far since last night they got maybe $100. This one is in major jeopardy. I don't know if it's something that is worrying backers, what happened, but I've never seen a project before that was funded and then plummeted. That's just unbelievable. Next up we got the Mafia Original Art Cosa Nostra playing cards. 2% funded, 36 days to go. It's got a Mafia theme. It even has like Tony Soprano on one of the quote cards. It's got John Gotti. It's got all sorts of Mafia, New York Mafia related characters and figures. A bad one-way back design, but then again, I think the faces are one-way anyways. Whoops. But it's at this rate, it's not going to happen. Even with 36 days left, it's only got 2% funding over the last couple of weeks, and it's not looking good. And one problem I have is that apparently he's already going to get this produced by the USPC, and he's got somebody else ready to buy them, to put funding in, and yeah, he's trying to sell them on Kickstarter at the same time, and nobody's buying. Hello, if nobody's interested in your deck, nobody's buying it, how do you think you're going to sell it outside of Kickstarter? And I would be, if I was that supposed buyer, I would be concerned about buying a deck that nobody else is buying. So this could definitely be some issues for the creator. Next up, a new deck I hadn't seen yet, the Golden Age Horror Comic Book Cover Playing Cards. Yeah. 13% funded with 29 days left, only $65 so far. Looks like it's a pretty small goal. Oh yeah, $500. They got all sorts of magazine covers on the faces of the cards, and on the back design apparently it says beware, one-way design. The Ace of Spades tells me it's being made by a no-name cheap-ass company in Asia, or you know, some no-name cheap-ass company, and there's just nothing overall good. Apparently, he has $300 to pay the artist, because apparently there was an artist involved in this, and he needs $500 for printing the cards. It's got a stretch goal for a custom tuck box at $600, and updated icons, whatever that means, at $700. Yeah, pretty lame ass deck. He might get the funding, probably will. It's only $500. But it's not going to shatter any records. It's just not very appealing. And then next up we got these Scarlet Tally-Ho playing cards from Jackson Robinson, King's Wild. Very well funded, almost 250% with 23 days to go. The deck name Scarlet was actually inspired by his daughter, who had a little thank you message when they funded on the project to backers, which is really cute. There's only 700 of these being produced, each one numbered individually on the seal. And $20 each. They're a little bit pricey, and they're sold out. There's also a limited edition gilded deck with gold foil edges, 200 available. Those I think are sold out. There was this legacy edition with 50 available in this the gilded deck inside this wooden style tuck case. I don't think it's actually wood. Maybe it is, I really don't know. I guess it is, or plastic imitation wood. Court card's basically the same as the other blue deck that he put out, but the back design definitely updated and different and looks pretty cool. But everything is sold out, as you can see on the right. Sold out very well. He is offering add-ons of a, I don't know if it's here, of a display deck, which is so that you can, and they're here somewhere. It's the display deck. The purpose is, and there is the box design as it is right now, is just, it's a different box, and basically the intent is open up this one, leave the limited edition one sealed for display. My opinion, I don't need it, especially if it's an add-on, because I'm going to open the deck anyways. And I think everyone should. If you're going to buy a deck of cards, open it, enjoy it, look at it. Otherwise, put your money in the bank. And next up, the Bicycle Fanographic playing cards from Magic Trick Store, aka collectible playing cards. 45% funded with 8 days left. It's not looking too good in this one. Not even 50% yet. Which is a little bit disappointing, but I'm sure it'll come back later on. If it doesn't make it. It's a pretty simple design in the back and the faces, and that could be part of the issue, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and it is 100% custom, as it says, and intended for collectors and card players. Moving along, there is these Storytime playing cards by Any Space Captain, which is kind of a weird name. Currently 5% funded, 23 days to go. It's got a definite fairy tale theme to it. As you can see, the back design, not bad, mirror imaged, which is always a plus. Like I said, back design, mirror imaged. And the faces all have different fairy tale type artwork on there. Still usable deck, not really my style, but it's not bad. But at this rate, I don't think it's going to hit $9,000. They also have available tarot size decks and whatnot, all sorts of artwork, if you're interested. And there's something here, one of a kind card deck where you can get different themes. I don't know what that's all about. Next up, Guitar Gods playing cards by Guitar World Magazine. 5% funded, 4 days to go. Forget about it. Not gonna happen. Then there's playing cards comes in number sign, hashtag, whatever you want that. It actually means numbers. 61% funded, 21 days to go. We'll look at it quickly. Here we go. Goofy artwork on the faces. That looks like Jim Carrey for sure, from Ace Ventura. I'd have to say. I am not amused. Yes, I am not amused. I do like that they actually use a diamond for the diamond pip. A spade shovel type thing for the spades. Here's the back design. It's a bunch of numbers. There's Batman on there. Michael Jackson. Yeah. Some definite copyright issues perhaps. If it was going to be a USB-C, but I don't think that it is. And there is a tuck box. And some more artwork. It's kind of interesting. Definitely artistic, but not really my style. But it looks like it will get funded, so that's good. I'll try to move it along a little bit faster. I apologize if the video is a little bit long. Next up, Simplex playing cards by Brainy Banana. 20% funded, 6 days to go. Forget about it. I guess people don't like when there's no pips or artwork on the faces of the cards, just an index that's not even that good. Bicycle Events playing cards, 18% funded, 7 days left. I think it's actually dropped. I think it had like 21%. Not going to happen anyways. Again, the theme is good. It's got like a royalty theme, monarchy theme with various kingdoms. However, not a lot of effort put into the artwork. Lame one-way back design, and just not that good. Marriage Bed Undefiled playing cards, which I have yet to see any artwork on. 14% funded, 27 hours to go. Not going to happen. I'm actually surprised it's up to 14% funding because before it had like $10 and now it's got $360. What the hell happened? Either way, it's not going to happen, and it just doesn't make much sense for a deck of cards, I guess. Usai Classic, very well funded, 6 days left. It's doing the best financially out of every deck on Kickstarter with almost $55,000 right now. Definitely check it out. It's the last deck to do it, so definitely check it out. Then there's the Playfair playing cards by Awesome Japan. I think I mentioned it before. 45% funded, 14 days to go. That's what you get. That's your back design. It says Playfair on it. And the faces, I like this. It says similar to American Standard designs for brands such as Bicycle. That's not similar, buddy. That's exactly the same, except for a slight color difference. That is a Bicycle code card. The Ace of Spades, as you can see, is simple. Just says Playfair on it. Jokers, no idea what the hell that is. It's just circles. This definitely could win an award for lamest deck ever on Kickstarter because there's just zero effort put into this. It's circles for Jokers, an Ace of Spades that says Playfair on it, standard court cards, and a back design that says Playfair on it. And printed by a unnamed company in Taiwan that does not want to be named because apparently they produce a lot of decks for casinos and they don't want a bunch of custom playing card creators from Kickstarter coming to them to produce cards. Which tells me it's not Legends, it's not expert playing cards, and I'm not interested. And $15, by the way, for one deck. It does include worldwide shipping, but still, $15 is a little bit pricey for a single deck of cards that has zero effort put into it. Just my opinion. Is it going to fund? I don't know. Time will tell. It's not looking good though. Another one not doing particularly good is the Bicycle Nightmare of Oz from 4PM Designs, which has a Wizard of Oz, scary Wizard of Oz theme. 48% funded with 15 days to go is not good, especially for a deck that's already been on Kickstarter for like 30 days. Another deck to tell you about that's new is the Feudal Bicycle Playing Cards by Scott King, Crooks and Kings. Yes, he's got his second deck on Kickstarter. 66% funded, 26 days to go, my bad. It has two decks, a ninja themed deck and a samurai themed deck, and it's all about like a ninja versus samurai battle from Japan. Want to look at those decks? A lot of decent artwork. There's the back design for the ninja deck and a samurai deck. The faces, pips are nice and custom. Here's the faces of the ninja deck, very quickly, and with ninja warriors, custom pips and borders, and then the samurai deck. None of them match the back the colors of the back design borders, but I guess it's okay. They're not bad. A lot of dragon themes and ninja themes. They're doing alright, and you might want to check it out. Then there is Change Mark coaching cards, 2% funded, 9 days to go, not going to happen. Nobody's interested in cards like that. And the only people that have actually pledged, the guy's father pledged $120 and somebody else has pledged some money. That's not going to fund a deck that needs $10,000, and it's not going to help. Then there's this, Counting the Cards. Marked and unmarked playing cards, 1% funded, 39 days to go. Not a freaking chance in hell, in my opinion. I don't even know what it is. It looks like a big scam to me. Look at this. It looks like a bunch of advertising that I would see in a porno magazine. I mean, literally. And look at this. Their goal by New Year's Day is 1 million decks, some kind of deck. They want to make a new Kickstarter world record, and it's just not going to happen. And look at this. They got advertising from, they got all of this on here, which to me is a copyright issue, trademark issue. And it says get a press kit, see what everyone is talking about. Buddy, nobody is talking about it except for me, because it sucks ass. This is the Ace of Spades, and why does it say Joker on it? And what the hell is all this artwork? It makes no sense. It's just a bunch of shit. Literally. I apologize, but now look at this. Personality cards in each set of cards. That's the box and number. It just looks like a bunch of advertising. It makes no sense to me. Divers set, Idealist set, Inspire set, Joker set, Mechanic set. What the hell does this mean? Are these actual playing cards? Is it just playing card related? Is this the artwork? I guess these are the faces. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, Queen, King. That is the faces. That's the cards. Nobody is going to buy this shit. It looks like absolute crap. I apologize for my language. This is the biggest scam I ever saw on Kickstarter. I would not recommend checking it out. Then there is the phrasebook playing cards. Bilingual. It's currently 94% funded with 45 hours to go. I've actually pledged for it. It's not bad. The decks are meant for travelers, more or less. They have a Spanish deck and a French deck that feature translations of the most commonly used phrases and words. They do have plans to do Italian, Japanese, and others, but they are not going to reach the stretch goal for those this time. The back's pretty simple with TPs. It's a diamond back design. It features their logo, which is a TP. And court cards actually have a little artwork on them as well, which is nice. And the jokers feature translations of commonly used numbers. The tuck boxes, I mean, I like it. They put some effort into it. It's not a bad idea. It's good for travelers. Being made by somebody in Australia. I don't know who the printer is. They haven't quite decided. I did suggest MPC. Make playing cards to them. And yeah, it's not bad. And then there's an idiot here trying to make money for his little game. He needs money. He needs $500. That's not going to happen. A few decks, of course, were successful lately. As you can see down here, the blue and white color decks were successful. But there is one more deck to tell you about, Star Deck. Currently 10 days left. It is funded with $890 out of $650. It's got a alien and star theme. That's the back design, not overly impressive. It's okay, it's just a bunch of artwork. It's one way. And you get some interesting artwork and pips on number cards and court cards, all kind of alien themed. Look at this guy. It's okay if you're into that type of stuff. I'm not overly interested in it, especially with the design. I'd say, yeah, that guy's smoking with 3 eyes. But anyways, it's kind of cool. But anyways, that is Kickstarter. And that's what I've got for this report. I apologize if it's overly long, but I'll see you next time with more.